Any questions before I get started, man? Any questions about anybody? Anything? Anybody got any questions about anything they reading, studying, anything they want me to cover? What you got, Naquan? Go ahead. Don't be scared. Don't be looking at Jabez. He probably like, Jabez, I already asked him this question. He couldn't answer it. Now I'm finna throw him under the bus.
Shoot, it's in Proverbs.
It's in Proverbs. Is it the question I just answered? Oh, okay.
I hope it's not the question.
Oh, okay. Because I think I just answered the question.
I hope it's not. But we're going to find out.
Huh? Oh, he didn't understand it. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to it. What you got?
Proverbs 13:8.
Yeah. I think so. Well, I don't know. Proverbs 13:8. Yeah, I just answered this. Was that we was in sack? Oh, and you explained it to him and it makes sense. You tried to give him what I gave you and it didn't relate. Oh, okay. All right. What's your question? So I can make sure I'm answering what the question is.
Basically, what ransom is and how it connects to the last part of the verse. So the meaning of ransom in that verse, and then how does it connect to poor heareth not rebuke?
The poor heareth not rebuke. Okay. Got you. I got you. All right, let's read the scripture. Sit on down, bro. I got you.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Yep.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor hear not rebuke.
Let's go to, what's the one in Job? Is it 11:11? 11:6. Go to Job right quick.
The book of Job, chapter 11 and verse 6.
Yeah.
And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacted of these less than thine iniquity deserveth.
So he's telling you that, you might be reading, right? We reading Proverbs. We reading about ransom, right? We reading about poor, right? But the actual thing that we reading is not the thing. He's using it as allegory, right? It's an allegory, right? So you can't get to this verse and then pull out of context what God defined as poor. You know what I'm saying? Don't pull that out of context because now you isolated the scripture. So we'll start at the top and see what God isolates as poor so we don't be confused when we're reading it, right? All right, let's start at 1. Go ahead.
Verse 1, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 1.
Yeah.
A wise son heareth his father's instructions, but a scorner heareth not rebuke.
So he's telling you scorners don't hear rebuke. Go ahead.
A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat.
Okay.
A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and cometh to shame. Righteousness keepeth him that is upright in the way, but wickedness overthroweth the sinner.
Okay.
There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing.
So he's telling you riches, right? Worldly riches could be in relation to you having everything you need in life, but that does not equal to you being spiritually rich. And then it's vice versa, right? You can be poor on earth, but be spiritually rich. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Make sense? So now when we get down into that verse, we can't try to isolate it in reference to it's talking about something financial. It's not what it's talking about. Let's go back. Read verse 7 again.
Verse 7, there is that maketh himself rich,
Yep.
yet hath nothing.
So that he got financial riches, but spiritually, he's poor. Go ahead.
There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches.
See that? Now, this person that got money, that don't have no money, but they can be spiritually rich, right? Remember, like when Christ was talking about the woman at the temple and she gave the 2 mites, right? He was like, she gave more than anybody ever gave. And he was like, he only gave the little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was saying spiritually, she's rich. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches. What's ransom mean? Can I get the definition of ransom right quick? The ransom of a man's life are his riches. Ransom. Go ahead. To deliver especially from sin or its penalty, to free from captivity or punishment by paying a price. Okay, so you got to pay for something. So it's saying it's a way of paying, a way of payment, right? A way of payment to receive somebody that might be in prison or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So read that part again. Give me synonyms. Do it got synonyms in there too? Synonyms. Let me see that. Redeem, rescue, deliver, redeem, ransom, reclaim, save, to set free from confinement, to rescue. Okay. All right. Let's read it again.
Verse 8. The ransom of a man's life are his riches.
So him giving up his life is considered riches. Let's see. Paul said the same thing, right? Let's go to, I think it's Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I'll turn right to it.
The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. Mm-hmm. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Which is your reasonable service. That's the least you can do, is give up your life since he gave up his. You know what I'm saying? That's the least you can do. All right, so let's go back to Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 8.
Yep.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches.
So him giving up his life, right? Him not focusing on having financial gain. Him focusing on building the kingdom of heaven. Those are actual riches. Read verse 7.
Verse 7. There's that maketh himself rich.
See, that man, he focused on what? Building up his financial gain on earth. He focused on building up his financial gain in today's lifetime. That man made himself rich. Go ahead.
Yet hath nothing.
Yet he ain't gonna have nothing. When Christ come back, all the time he spent building up his riches here in this lifetime, it's gonna be worth nothing. Go ahead.
There's that maketh himself poor.
He made himself poor.
Yet hath great riches.
He had great riches. How did he attain these riches? Go ahead.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches.
He attained these riches by what? Giving up his own life, giving up his personal time, his personal whatever he would want to do to attain, value, you know what I'm saying? Be it him working overtime, him, I don't know, studying the stock market or something. I don't know. However he would gain that money, instead of him doing that, he focuses his time on doing stuff to build up the kingdom of heaven, in reference to going to camp, in reference to visiting other schools, in reference to handing out flyers, in reference to him doing things to build up the kingdom of heaven, studying, whatever that might be. Right? Read it again.
The ransom of a man's life are his riches.
Go ahead.
But the poor heareth not rebuke.
The poor heareth not rebuke. The poor was who again? Who was the poor, Naquan? Yeah, it's coming.
The financially rich one?
The financially rich one. So the poor, he got all this money. He can't hear rebuke. He can't hear it. Why? Because he like, I got all this money. And now since I got, because this is how I go, right? He be like, I got all this money. Therefore, I can give the greater sacrifices. I can give more money to the church. But yet, he can't hear rebuke. Because it's like, bro, you should not be trying to build it financially alone. You should be investing your time, your resources into building up the kingdom of heaven. But he can't hear it. He like, I'm good. I'm good what I'm doing. The Lord is blessing me. Don't you see how the Lord is blessing me? I must be doing something right. He can't hear rebuke. He can't hear it. Do it make sense? Or are you sure?
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men. We are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of our wives. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We
it's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.